Hey, I know I disappeared. I literally said Holy Week is important to me. I'm Catholic like that, so it's okay. Let's do Easter, let's do family. Let's also take a moment. For me, it was the first time I took a moment because I wasn't on the rota to come to the office, and just, and I took out my journal. Man, I've journaled. In the last 5 days, I have journaled, I mean, like to that level. And I have journaled about things that I will share with you on these Caroline Chronicles over the next couple of days, weeks. And they have a lot to do with the tough conversations. What are we learning? What are the good lessons? What are the really bad lessons we're learning? Because we've also learned some really tough lessons. What should we be looking at and thinking about? What does our future look like? In fact, I need to say this now. I notice that a lot of people say when things go back to normal, I have to say this, they will never go back to normal. There is no going back after this. We will have a new normal. It's not going to be a bad thing. It probably will be a better thing, but there's no going back. Okay? I need you to sit with that. It's so difficult, but it's so important and so empowering. Like for me I journaled it, but to say it is something else altogether. We will never go back. The world will never be the same again. Not our nuclear worlds, our working world, our socializing world, our traveling world, the greater world. It will not be what it looked like in January and February this year, depending on where you were in the world. I'm talking to Kenyans, East Africans, and Africans because we got to COVID-19 and what COVID-19 means to life in about mid-March. Okay? So I want to just talk about, and I want to know from you also what COVID-19 has taught you in the last couple of weeks. And I know that these are things we share, WhatsApp to WhatsApp and forward to forward. I'd like to amplify them. I think without a doubt, the idea of being in the place you dwell and wanting to love that place is so important. So definitely the importance of investing in a home, not a house. You can have a house, but if you've never done anything to make it a place you want to be, is a big deal. But also having a home. I'm a big believer that post COVID-19, when as we emerge into our new normal, a lot more of us will be thinking about the fact that yes, I want to own a place of my own that I can shape around me so that I will always enjoy being in it. Okay, if you're 109 like me and my peeps, you get it. If you're 25 and you're still in a flat and that is fine, it's okay. Our job is that because we are in your future, is to tell you what it feels like so you can actually bank the idea, okay? I think related to home is, oh my goodness, if there's one thing we're beginning to learn about relationships now more than ever, is marry your best friend. If you're going to have to be in proximity to that person for long periods of time, it is important. Along with that, obviously, learning how to do something yourself, read, cook. You need to know how to spend your time well. Your time can't be that when you're free, all you do is drink. Okay? And I need to put a disclaimer here. If also at the same time, you're just going to let this be, you're not going to task yourself and stress yourself in trying to be, ingenious and in developing things, that's also okay. That's actually perfectly okay. COVID-19 lessons. Weddings and burials can actually happen without committees and without tons of people. I'm still surprised, I stand to be corrected, that nobody seems to have taken up the All Saints Cathedral, because I know they put out something weeks ago saying they're happy to conduct wedding ceremonies for a minimum of 15 people. I guess the eventing industry now knows. We like the event. The marriage is something we'll think about, but the event, truly, it's important. But actually, we've learned that weddings and burials can happen without committees, and it doesn't have to involve tons of people or tons of money. But that's what we're learning right now. Along with that, we're learning that churches as buildings are overrated. Totally. And I know you're not going to like me saying it, but you've been thinking it and you know it. And there's going to be massive pushback. I mean, I expect in 2 weeks maximum, the Ministry of Health and State House will start getting, threats that's saying, open up the country. Because there are people, rather than just employ people like you and me, who are hemorrhaging. And they're hemorrhaging because the building that seemed to have become the crux of the faith is hemorrhaging. And that's all I'm going to say for now. But you know this to be true. Definitely COVID-19 has taught us, save more, invest more. Save more, invest more. And once again, when I look forward, as we emerge into whatever the new normal will look like, I think the one thing we're all going to definitely say to ourselves is, I'm going to save more, invest more. The question is, invest how? Because you want to be able to liquidate your funds, if you can. But COVID-19 has taught us that. We might not say it out loud, but I said, my job is to amplify. And I think I will leave it with this one, that Kenya is definitely a more peaceful and calm country without the politicians. I mean, wow. I want to talk about leaders who have emerged out of politicians, because now there's just the politicians, which is just the gaggle of geese that make noise, and then people who just not only plan but execute. But we're a lot more peaceful without the politicians. However, I have a caveat here for you and I. I hope you know, and I remember I used to say this often when I was on air, that politicians, their oxygen is attention. Media attention, your attention. That's why they all showed up at BBI rallies, okay? But right now, because they're not getting attention, they're almost in drug withdrawal. And they need a fix. And the fix is you. So you see how we seem to be very, very clear that we have one mission, and our mission is not to have crazy numbers of infections or deaths, and we actually sustain and keep our country. And that's why if you go to Shags, when you move to Nairobi, immediately the chief is told and you're sent right back to our cell. I want you to watch for politicians who begin to divide us, because also the other thing they thrive off is there's no value in a united country. None. The only person who wants a united country is usually the person at the top, because they're like, I can run the country better if we're all pulling in the same direction. So the tribalism will be back. And I'm warning you, there are people who will tribalize COVID-19, who will politicize COVID-19, and will also try to make a very serious quick buck of COVID-19. I don't know whether we're smart enough to see through the nonsense and call it out for what it is, but you need to know that this is going to happen. Okay, I don't know what else you've learned over the last couple of weeks and days, and if you want to amplify it here, I'm happy to amplify it again on another Caroline Chronicles, but I thought I would start off with those ones. These are the nice ones. There's some other stuff we're going to learn very quickly, and it's not nice. Look after yourself, stay safe, sanitize, pray, and plan, dream of our new normal and what that new normal will look like, because it will never be the same again, ever. And that's actually okay. Look after yourself.